S14 Rebuild via Zylvia asks, ever plan on making a carbon fiber / Kevlar product line? No. The carbon fiber and Kevlar days of S13 parts are over with. Yeah, I mean, just flat out. Nobody wants to spend $700 on a set of fenders. Next question. Question 11. Danny Kim via Facebook asks, Danny, yeah. Do you have any pets? If so, how many? Will you introduce them? Yes, I have pets. I have 2 cats. One is Charlie Burger. The other one is Gizmo Waffle. I have this thing with giving my pets last names of foods. The first cat that I ever got, his name was Daisy Biscuit. He chose me. He was a Russian Blue, and I loved him to death. Charlie, I met him in 2012, and Charlie instantly took to me. And when my ex moved in with me, Charlie and Gizmo bonded. And when she moved out, she didn't want to take Charlie because of how close Charlie and Daisy were. So she left Charlie with me. And Shannon, thank you very much. Died and taking very good care of your kitty. In 2016, when I first bought my house, literally a week after I moved in here, I found Gizmo. Gizmo was a tiny little poofy black thing I found in the bushes out front of where I work. Thanks to Jody for picking him up, throwing a towel over him, and helping me take him to the vet because he was a little jerk. And I brought Gizmo home, and Charlie was like, what the hell is that thing? And now they are completely inseparable. So hang on, give me a second, I'll go dig them out and show them to you. This is Charlie. He is awesome. He looks like he's staring into headlights. I don't know how old he is, but he is an old kitty, and I love him to death, and he's my cuddle bunny, and yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go get Gizmo. I'll be right back. Alright, this is my stuck on me cat. It's a lot of it. This is Gizmo. He's a tuxedo. And he is pissed off that I woke him up. Yeah. Alright. Next question. Question 12. Steve's Exit via Zylvia asks, 100K a month, let Jeff Bezos use your naked butt as a pillow every night. I have no idea who that is, nor do I care. Next question. The question was dumb. S14 Rebuild via Zylvia asks, how much money do you make before taxes? That's none of your business. Next question. Green Arrow via Zylvia asks, how important do you see yourself? My self-esteem is not huge. I greatly enjoy what I do with my life. I bring you guys back parts and things that have disappeared in time. Does that affect my ego? Not really. I'm just a very blunt and very direct person. I don't tiptoe around things. I don't like to sugarcoat them. The things I do in my life, I do them because I enjoy them. That's it. With DorkiDori, it's never been an ego thing. It's been mostly about learning new stuff. Doing shirts, I learned how to do things that, like how to actually print them from start to finish, how to output film screens, how to actually coat screens, how to burn screens, how to print on a manual press, how to tear down, how to blow screens out. With aero parts, I've worked directly with my shop. I know how to shoot gel coat. I know how to actually lay fiberglass. I know how to edit things. I know how to create things from scratch. And none of that has been egotistical. It's been just because I enjoy the journey. I enjoy learning new things. So do I view myself as important? Not really. But what I do for you guys, I just do because I want to make really cool things for you and bring back things that have disappeared to the early days of the internet so you guys can enjoy them again. To me, that was the golden era of S-chassis parts, especially Aero, because it was so interesting, it was so different. It was actually simple. So with the music I create, that was nothing more than an art project. My bandmate and I made music that we just enjoyed. We never anticipated going on tour or being asked by bands that have been around for like 10 or 15 years to open for them. We just did it because we enjoyed it. That was literally it. So again, do I view myself as important? No. I don't. I prefer existing in the background where no one notices me. But it seems the things that I do catch people's attention, so that's what it is. Next question. From Travis Lipton via Facebook. Why exactly do you not ship internationally? Here's a good answer for this. It boils down to cost. I will ship small items internationally, like my fender extensions, the S13 aero bumper vent inserts, my S13 Cokie lip. I have to fold that up into a box several times, and the smaller valances. Yeah, I'll ship those internationally because it's affordable, but shipping skirts and a front bumper? No. So why do I not ship internationally? It's expensive, and most S-chassis guys just don't want to pay for it. Spending $600 on a set of side skirts just usually isn't in the budget. Most people don't want to go for it, and it's completely understandable. And I would love to get retailers in whatever part of the world you're in, whoever's watching this, but just due to manufacturing costs and all that, it just usually doesn't work. So yeah, that's why international is such a pain in the butt. Also, the paperwork via FedEx is a friggin' nightmare. It's very confusing, it's very hard to understand, and FedEx, get your stuff together. Okay, next question. Okay, I've got another question from Super OK S13 via Zilvia. When is the brand coming to the East? Previous question. When do I find retailers in different countries to carry my stuff? Who knows? Working on it. Don't know when I'll get to it, but it'll happen maybe eventually, hopefully. Next question. Danny Kim from Facebook asks, weren't you in a band and what happened with that? I'm still in a band. I am the lead vocalist and main musician via programming and synth and all that stuff in a band called Lennon Midnight. We started in 2015 after I got a bug up my butt to start a band with my coworker. We call him Bert. His name's Clay Bear. He plays guitar and bass, and he's helped me with synth programming because traditional music stuff I have no idea about. I just tend to throw things at a wall until they stick. Yes, we're still in a band. We've had a band for 5 years now. We have toured all over the West Coast. We've had a blast doing it. We've had 2 albums and 2 or 3 EPs. I'm trying to finish our 3rd album right now. I have run into some EQing issues, so I'm still working on it. It's just due to DorkiDori and my day job that I have not been able to finish it. We are done as a live band simply because of life obligations. DorkiDori has taken over most of my personal time. Bert had 3 kids since, so he is completely and utterly happy being a dad, and I've got nothing but props for him. I hope to get our album done during this coronavirus outbreak. But hopefully I should get that done within the next month. Okay, so yeah, Lennon Midnight, go check us out on any major digital outlet. Just search, you'll find us. If you like industrial metal like Marilyn Manson, Nine Inch Nails, or Rammstein, you'll probably dig us. Next question. YB13 via Zilvia again asks, what's the biggest hurdle you face to growing your business? That is actually quite a personal question. So, yeah, I work with 2 shops here in town for manufacturing. I have a urethane shop and I have a fiberglass shop. My fiberglass shop actually ships all my stuff now because I simply don't have the patience, sanity, or time to do it all anymore. I did it for the better part of 2 years and I just simply can't. The hurdle with growing my business revolves around me letting go of control and also having enough money to pay people. There was a question earlier about how much I make a year. I don't make enough money to pay employees, let's put it that way. I would love to get to the point with DorkiDori where I have enough money to bring somebody on board to take over or handle the things I simply don't anymore. I mean, I've got a laundry list of things that I need to do that I put together this morning while I was laying in bed trying to wake up. It's literally, DorkiDori is a full-time job outside of my day job, and it's getting to the point where it is too big for me, and it just boils down to, you know, how do I afford to pay somebody to do this? You know, I know some of you think that I walk away with tons of money in my pocket and I go blow all this stuff on myself. No, I really don't. I sink all my money back into my business as much as applicable. You know, I do my best to expand my business, to bring you guys new parts, to do all this stuff. and it's exhausting. It's really hard. And 2019 was the biggest growth I've had in a very, very long time, and I am so thankful to every single one of you who helped me with that, who bought my parts, and who believed in the little brand that I've done. Thank you all so much for growth. It is growing. It's just me having to figure out what the hell I'm going to do, and hopefully within the next couple of years, we'll see where it goes. So I'm going to go to the next question. Jeffrey Jennings from Facebook asks, any chance you'll make the Canadian S13 aerial parts? Honestly, no. I know some of you guys like it. The side skirts were nothing but, they were literally OEM S13 Sylvia skirts that were just modified to look a little different. And the hatchback rear balance is just terrible. It matches absolutely nothing out there. It looks like something, I don't know, it's a lift. It doesn't match anything. So next question. S14 Rebuild via Sylvia asks, how hard is it to create one-off original molds to start a new product line? It's not difficult at all. It just involves whoever wants to pursue it doing some digging and finding somebody in their area to make their stuff. To make original parts, it takes dedication, it takes work, it takes attention span. It is not the easiest thing in the world, but if you want to do something original, that's what you do. You suck it up and you deal with it. Again, with the Type XC parts, with the balances, those took me the better part of 70 hours to do from scratch by hand. There are modern, more efficient ways of doing it. I just didn't have the equipment available to me, and being an artist my whole life, I have worked with clay, painting, things like that, very hands-on stuff. So it wasn't a big deal for me to do it by hand. I actually quite enjoyed the process. It was a real pain in the butt because it took so long, and there was many nights I didn't sleep very much, but the end results were very much worth it. You know, if you're looking to do your own parts, research shops in your area, research manufacturers in your area, meet with them, talk to them, learn how to do this stuff. And, you know, most of them have experience that is well beyond your comprehension, and they will help with your aid in the project. Initially starting off, because you don't know what you're doing, it's going to be very expensive. You need capital to do this. You know, again, going back to a previous question, with the how much money I make, I sink a lot back into my business, but it is not cheap to do this stuff. I will tell you that. It is not cheap at all. To do it quality, it is not cheap. But if you want to do it right, you need to find a shop that knows what they're doing. You need to find manufacturers that know what they're doing. And you, as a person, like a business owner, as the originator, you need to learn about the entire process of doing this yourself. You need to get hands-on. You need to get dirty. You need to learn how to work with your shop. You need to get familiar with the people that you work with. You need to learn how to do this from start to finish, because it makes you a better originator. If you don't understand things, you're not going to succeed, flat out. The more knowledge you have, the better. So how hard is it? It's hard, and it's not hard. Once you start gaining experience, it becomes a lot easier. The first time starting out, it's going to be a very difficult path. But if making things is what you want to do with your life, learn all about it that you can and go with it. Next question. Danny Caro from Facebook asks, where are the urethane S13 Xanthi pig nose lips? I've answered this question many, many times. I have a pig nose lip. It is sitting at my urethane shop. After years and years and years of it sitting there, I figured out I have to do a few things to modify it to make it work correctly so it doesn't sag. That is the nature of black urethane. It has a low heat tolerance. It has a heat tolerance of about 130 degrees. You're going to have to drill holes in your bumpers because there will be bolts included. These bolts will take nuts on the backside of them to prevent them from sagging at all. I have an S13 cookie lip Xanthi lip, sitting at my urethane shop. I will mold it one day. It's going to cost me about $3,000 to $3,500 to do the mold. Right now I'm trying to focus on making S14 parts to round out that side of my product line. I will be starting, hopefully, within the next 4 weeks, my S14 Type R setup. It will have both the Xanthi and Koki front bumper for the S14, the side skirts. will remain the same, and I have to make the rear bumper into a balanced setup in order to make this thing affordable for you guys. So after that's done, starting in 2021, I will be focusing on bouncing back and forth between S14 and S13 parts, and the S13 Xanthi urethane lip is on my list of stuff to do. So I will be getting to it. It just boils down to time and money, and usually money is the biggest thing about it. So yeah, $3,000 to $3,500 in one part, it sucks. But I'll get it done eventually. So hang tight, I'll get to it. Next question. Okay, so the very last question for the video is from, again, Danny Caro on Facebook. He asks, do you do any type of sponsorships or drivers who rep your aero? Sponsorships have always been a weird thing for me. It's difficult because I'm a small business. I rely on what you guys spend with me. For me to dish out, you know, a chunk of money to fully kit out somebody's car, I need the reassurance that the attention that you receive via social media is going to draw attention to the brand that I run. It boils down to a business deal, and this is not just with me, this is anybody. You know, how much attention are you going to bring to my brand via investing with you? I know it sounds cold in a lot of ways, but for larger businesses, it's one thing because of the recognition and the finances on their end. For a brand like mine, it's difficult. Like literally it is. It's like, do I sink like $1,000, $1,200 into a person that's gonna bring that money back, versus, you know, do I spend the $1,200 to $1,500 on making new parts, new molds, products that reinvest in themselves. You know, there have been a few people I've worked with that have been worth it, simply because they actually approached me, which was very humbling. And one of them, I will say, is Jimmy Oaks. I love your channel. I love everything you stand for. You are an amazing, amazing person. I got nothing but respect for you, and I hope that we can work together on another project soon. As a growing brand, without any investors, I have no investors in my business. Everything I do is myself. It's just difficult, and it's a really hard decision to make about who I choose to work with. And it's nothing against any of you guys, because I know you guys, you love what you do, and I love what I do. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm just trying to do my best in what I do. When it boils down to, you know, making sure that I've got enough money in reserve to pay for new molds and to invest in the things that I want to do, it's a really hard decision, guys, and I feel like kind of a jerk recording all this, but I'm gonna end it with, it's a very, very emotional decision for me to make for anyone who applies for it, and I try to consider both sides of the party as best I can. So yeah, I'm gonna close it up with that question. So yeah. Alright, I want to say thank you to everyone who issued questions to me for this video. I really appreciate it. It's been 4 months in planning, and since we're all on lockdown from the coronavirus, I have time to actually cut all this together and do things. So yeah, I'm on lockdown with DorkiDori for the next 28 days, and I hope to get back to business as usual after those 20 days are up, thanks to our lovely governor of this state, who I am not a fan of. You know, I don't know what to say other than, you know, keep building your cars. Please don't hit any walls. And most of all, I appreciate every single one of you guys who buys parts from me, who buys shirts, who supports anything that I do. You know, I'm one person running all this, and again, I had indigestion. Yeah. I appreciate just everything that you guys do, that you talk about. You know, you tell people about the brand that I've built, the things that I do. I am obsessed with the things that I do, like brand-wise and quality-wise. This is running long and I'm rambling, but I cannot express, like, in words enough my appreciation to everyone out there who has supported my brand through 13 years and who currently supports it. I feel insanely fortunate to have people like you know, out there doing what you guys do and beating up my parts and putting them on your cars, and I feel, again, insanely fortunate to help contribute to your builds You know, I've been building S chassis since I was 19, and the fact that people are still building them, and then I get to contribute to them, you have no idea how fortunate I feel to do that. So, with that said, yeah, keep building your cars, be safe, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. And thank you for all the questions you've asked me. Take it easy. That was stupid. Okay, bye.